Good morning from Cockroach Bay Nature Preserve. Now, I know that we've been here a few times and I was debating doing a video, but the reason why I am doing a video here today is simply because this is one of the Hillsborough County hiking spree locations. And so I know when people search for videos on different hikes and whatnot, they want to see kind of what the latest is. And so that's why we're going to do a video today. So this is our first hike for the 2022-2023 hiking spree, and we will have a lot more to come, but I hope you enjoy this. This is one of my favorite spots. If you're new to the hiking spree this year, one thing that you'll notice is that the trails are very well marked, so they'll have these little hiking spree signs as well, and so it does make it really easy to follow, so don't worry about getting lost on any of the trails. The big hill you see is affectionately named Mount Cockroach, and we'll see how Piper dog here does by the time she gets to the top. She's very lazy, and last time we came here it was quite the challenge. Now over here, I just want to show you before we get too close, there's a little like a kiosk thing we hear with information, but if you see the building behind it with the big owl on it, please stay away from that, because unless they have treated it, that building is completely swarming with bees. It's hard to see on video, but it is definitely swarming, so definitely do not try to get curious about that building. And then also I just wanted to show you here, we have another directional sign as well. So again, even you could tell this is the trail, but even so, they really do a good job of marking it specifically for the hiking spree. Here at the top, there's quite a few things to see. It's a bit of a hazy day, so it's a little bit challenging. But over here we have the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Let's see what else. Over here we have St. Petersburg. You can see a Tropicana Field. You can kind of see Tampa, but I'm not going to zoom in because it's just not that great. But you can see a lot of birding and everything here. So we're going to keep on going. So far, this has been a really great trail. As you can see, the grass is super short. The only thing that is definitely an issue here is the absolute lack of shade. So when you come to Cockroach Bay, expect to have absolutely no shade. So make sure you wear sunscreen, wear a hat if possible, because that will make a really big difference for you. But as far as the trail conditions, very excellent. 10 out of 10. There's a whole bunch of them. I only got the last one. Sometimes you get an air show when you come here too. Here they go. Here's one. I cannot see. I hope I'm getting it. Oh, there's the other four. It's crazy. You only really, like, by the time you hear them, you can only see the last one. But they're flying in a formation. I wonder if they are going towards Raymond James. One thing you can see here, and Piper's going to walk all over them, is because this is a tidal area, there are some crabs as well. So you have to kind of look close, and a lot of the crabs are on a secondary trail that we're not going to go on today. I just happened to see this area has some crabs running around and going in their little holes. Like I mentioned about the crabs, right here there's a sign telling us to go straight for the hiking spree. However, if you were to take a right-hand turn here, this is actually a loop, and a lot of the area down there is tidal, and so basically you'll get to the end and it will be all sand, and it will almost be like you're on a super wet beach and all the crabs will be running around. So if you're sticking to the hiking spree, that's fine, but if you want to branch out, this will loop around. You always notice a ton of birds in the sky. Today we have quite a few pelicans, and then we also have, even on this path, some water with plenty of birds to take a look at as well. So if you were to do that loop that I mentioned before, instead of coming like we are right now, this would actually be the path. And this path actually looks really bad. So I've gone this path before, but this is the one that'll take you to that tidal area. But the grass is really bad. So you may want to reconsider going down that way right now. And Piper will always take the opportunity to catch a break whenever she finds some shade. She's a very funny dog like that. Piper's going a bit nuts right now because she sees the water and she loves to swim. But I don't think we're going to be swimming in this water today, Piper. As we loop back to the beginning, I just want to make one comment about whether or not this is a quote-unquote hike. Listen, here in Florida, our options are very limited. And there's nothing I would love more than to be able to, be like in North Georgia every single weekend, to go hiking amongst trees and at least have some elevation gain and everything. But you know what? When you're here in Florida, you make do with what you have. And then what we can do is we can train, or we can go on trips that are, a little more exciting for the hiking. Is it even a hike without rolling in the grass like a psycho? Huh, Piper? Okay, right here, this doesn't really make sense, this sign. So I just want to point this out. So this sign here says that it's straight ahead, but over there is Mount Cockroach, and where that bee house of death is. And if you look way down yonder, there's actually another straight ahead sign down there. So when you get to this point and you see this one that'll head you back to bee house of death, go straight here, because this is just a big loop. And this will also bring you back to the parking lot. And I think that sign, it's weird because I thought maybe the sign was just turned around, but it's not. That's just how it is. This is actually the correct way to go. All right, so just keep going, and I see more signs down here as well. So I was coming to this pole, I noticed that there was something up here, and it is a little shell someone decorated, which is really nice. And on the back, there are a couple of Bible verses. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna check out what those Bible verses are, and then I may bring this back next time I come here, or hide it at another park. All right, and just like that, we are back at the parking lot. Just a tip, I know I say this in some of my other videos, but never back into these parking spaces, because sometimes people start parking a little bit crazy. So that's why I always back in, but definitely do not pull in. Anytime you go to any of these, there's no, lines on the ground as far as parking spots or anything. And all it takes is one person to basically block you in. Alrighty. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Piper is ready to go in the AC, and we will be back soon on another trip for the Hiking Spree 2023. All right. Bye-bye.